What is this thing I found in my mom's closet? 1847 is hand-scratched on the side. It looks like it has a connection to Medford, Oregon, and maybe also Maryland. My grandfather did insurance in Grants Pass, Oregon, from around 1950 to 1980. I've hit my end of research capabilities, so please help me figure out what this is. It's a 19th century veterinary spring lancet without the blade, and probably for horses. Samuel Jackson was a famous Baltimore cutler who made surgical instruments in the late 1800s. The blade would slide in on the top of the gray metal, and you squeeze it until it gets caught on the latch, and you release by pressing the latch with your thumb. Bleeding is barbaric, and would only weaken an already very weak horse. What is this metal thing with a wooden handle found at Goodwill? It's a little over a foot tall and made of metal, except for the wooden handle. It's pretty heavy for its size and has the ornate design on top. Is it for heating something? The wooden handle made me have doubts, and I don't know if it's missing parts. Thank you. It's a 19th century fireplace trivet, used historically in homes with open hearths to hold hot cooking pots or kettles, allowing for cooking or warming food near the fire. You can also place your dinner plates on it to warm them before serving dinner. Today is my son's 10th birthday. We got him a metal detector, and he found this behind our barn. Our house dates to 1890. Any clue what this may be? It's a 19th century extension ladder bracket hook, a locking mechanism mounted on the top section of an extension ladder, and hooks on a rung of the lower section to keep the top part extended. What is this thing I found buried in the dirt outside of an abandoned mine in British Columbia? It feels like porcelain. The words are hard to read, but I can see Works and England. This has been on my shelf for years, and no one could guess what it was. It looks old, and I collect odd stuff, but I have no clue what it is. Any information would be greatly appreciated. It's a 19th century stoneware mining crucible, made by the Morgan Crucible Company in Battersea, England. Here's another one from the London Museum that says it's from 1881 to 1900, which was also found in Canada near Nelson, British Columbia, which had a mining boom around 1867. A mining crucible is a heat-resistant vessel designed for melting, smelting, and refining metals, like gold, silver, and copper, or ores at extremely high temperatures. What is this kitchen tool used for? Found in my grandma's kitchen. It has wooden handles and a metal top, in the shape of a cone with a small hole at the top when squeezed. We had an idea, but it became a debate over one lovely Christmas Eve. Any ideas are welcome. It's a 1970s nutcracker and bottle opener for champagne and sparkling wines, made in West Germany. I used to have the same type, and it removes stubborn champagne and Prosecco corks with ease. The cone cracker is made of steel and coated in a heavy brown enamel. What is this? Some kind of a kiln, built on a mountainside in Chile near a road. Outside looks simple, but inside is a smooth concrete cube. What look like half doors are more like windows that drop down about 10 feet to a lower level with no stairs or ladders. Inside is a smooth concrete cube about 15 feet on all sides, only connected to the outer walls by small and smooth concrete beams. On top of the cube in the back, it looks like there may be entry points to the cube, but I was alone and didn't want to accidentally hurt myself by crawling inside and slipping into the chasm. The base of the curved opening is level with the top of the cube. What was this used for? It's an old military ammunition depot from the 1970s to the 80s, known as the Carrizo Ammunition Depot, and buried and destroyed by a mudslide in 1991. It is located on the road to La Negra, Antofagasta, Chile, and it was formerly part of the Armored Reconnaissance Regiment. The thing is that the building is half buried, so you are seeing the top of the blast containing chambers, not water tanks. I don't remember where I got this, but I've had it for a few years, and I've never been able to figure out what it is. It's extremely heavy, and I'm guessing it's something electrical. Thank you for any help in identifying. It's an ITT electron tube, also known as a vacuum tube. It is an electronic device in which conduction by electrons takes place through a vacuum within a sealed container. This would most likely have been used in radio transmission, or maybe in scaled telecom systems. I found it in a sales catalog for $155 in 1953, so almost $2,000 in today's dollars. I guess it was used in some Gates brand AM, FM, or TV transmitters. It would be really hard to find one of these if you wanted to restore one of those transmitters. What is this thing I found in my grandmother's sewing kit? We all have no idea what it is for. It looks like it would make hemming or creasing easier. I would really like to just know more about it and what it was for. It's a vintage yarn ball winder. Here's a modern one that's functionally identical, though aesthetically inferior. You wrap 1 or 2 turns of yarn around the groove in the bottom of the core that holds the ball. Then thread your yarn through the yarn guide and hold it as though it is a fishing reel, with the yarn under your forefinger for tensioning. Turn the crank to begin winding the yarn onto the core. Use little or no tension for the first couple of turns so the yarn will center on the core. You can crank either clockwise or counterclockwise. What is this cast iron item found poking up in the yard of a 150-year-old house? My home was formerly the site of a grain mill, so this could be related to that. My first thought was a decorative door to something like a furnace. Has anyone seen similar pieces? It's an antique burr mill plate, used in old grain mills to grind wheat, corn, rye, coffee, or animal feed. Burr mills were common from the 18th century through the early 20th century. They worked like pepper grinders, and the hole was used to secure the plate to the mill body. After the 1920s, these were largely replaced by roller mills. What is this wheel-like thing? I've seen a bunch of old folks have metal things like this lying around their house. I have thought that they are some part of some steam locomotive or something like that, but I'm not sure. Any ideas? Please let us know down in the comments. Thanks for watching. Let's make life fun.